This is Dolany TV, ladies and gentlemen. That is the definition of a fun game to lose. My goodness. You can say what you will about a million things in that hockey game against the Hurricanes today, but that one was as fun as it's going to get for an 11 o'clock in the morning start here in Alberta. A hockey game you wish would have went for the Oilers' way, and I mean a million times around could have gone for the Oilers, right? If Derek Ryan would have scored that one breakaway before he scored his goal, if the goal wouldn't have been offside against Foegele, but I mean it could also have been 3-0 if the goal wasn't offside. So I mean, just incredible, obviously, right? That icing that was missed with 40 seconds to go in the third period with the net empty, that could have been a changing point for the Oilers. That bank shot by Sevier last few minutes of the third period, that could have been a goal had it bounced off the pad any other way than towards the post. Millions of ways you could have won this hockey game, and realistically, guys, not a bad situation for the Oilers to go in there against Carolina and compete. Because you know what? You bring that effort level against any other team in the bottom 26 of the league, right? Yeah, okay, go outside of the top six. You don't have to worry about winning against most of the top six teams in the NHL until you're in at least the second or third round of the playoffs. So for everyone that's just concerned about getting to the first round at this point, this is an effort tonight, this afternoon, this morning, whatever you want to say, that would win against 26 out of 32 teams in the NHL, night in, night out. You can't argue that, right? You want to say, oh, Smith could have this or Smith could have that on those two goals? Absolutely not, right? That's two goals, giving up two goals against the Carolina Hurricanes. If Frederik Andersen isn't in net, you win that game 100 out of 100, guaranteed. And of course, that's why he's the Vezina Trophy winner this season, more than likely, right? And okay, you can go on as well and say, well, that's why goaltending is so important, and the Oilers would have won that game if they had goaltending. A lot of what ifs. But what I'm trying to say here in this little wrap-up video is just breathe. Let your nerves go, right? The game's over. You've lost. It's fine. It was fun. And you know what? It was entertaining all throughout. And the Oilers put up an effort that was good enough to win against 26 out of 32 teams in the NHL. And let me tell you, if you win against 26 out of 32 teams in the NHL, you're guaranteed to at least be playing to Game 7 of the second round. So, hey, start small, get somewhere, right? That's what you guys are telling me I should be asking for, so there you go. That's what I'm asking for. Just get easy wins against teams you should win against, right? Obviously, you bring the effort you brought tonight against the Carolina Hurricanes, and you go out there and you do it against the Philadelphia Flyers on Tuesday. Sorry, Scotty, but I'm going to tell you, it's a win for the Oilers, hands down, the way they played tonight. And don't forget as well, this one, again, I was talking about changing the tide, right? Like a million ways to win. Had the Oilers had Connor McDavid on the ice for maybe 3 or 4 extra minutes during the first period, you don't know what would have happened, right? It was only a few shifts later after scoring that called back goal that he gets high sticked and goes and misses 14 minutes and some change to end the first period. Thankfully, we see him back out there to start the second period, but right away, there you go, right? That's another huge change in this game. And thankfully, right, we got the called back goal, Carolina's third goal of the night, called back on an offside as well, and away we go, and we're able to kind of cut into the lead a little bit with the Derek Ryan goal, and that was huge as well. But, right, end of the day, I can't sit here and be mad about that game. And if anyone's mad about that game, guys, you do not appreciate good hockey in February. That's all I'm going to say, right? And obviously, too, it would have been very nice to get those points, get into the third spot in the Pacific Division. But as we currently sit, it's not worst case scenario losing to Carolina, right? If you're trying to get into third place in the Pacific Division and you lose against the Calgary Flames in the game that you could have done it, yeah, that's kind of worst case scenario, my friends. That's where it really, really hurts. For the Oilers, though, right, Dallas Stars, they can tie them. Technically speaking, they'll have a better points percentage, so I guess that still matters for some reason. So right in there, yes, it'll be 61-61 if Dallas goes out and wins their next game before Tuesday. But, right, it's not a lost cause by any means, right? Vegas ripe for the taking, Los Angeles ripe for the taking. We're not very far behind at all at the current moment. So, and realistically, this is exactly, my friends, where the Oilers found themselves around this time last go around, there was an NHL season, full NHL season that started in October, right? This was a stretch that I believe in 1920 the Oilers won both games against Florida, Carolina. Let this, being a different result, maybe be our hope for a better result in the first round play-in, whatever ends up happening in the summer, spring, whatever it's going to be when the NHL playoffs start in May. But you look at this, right? This is kind of matching up to go against what happened last time round for the Oilers in a full season, and now a different result and hopefully a different outcome at the end of the year for the Oilers. But again, guys, just a fantastic effort from the Oilers tonight. One that would beat 26 out of 32 NHL teams on any given night in the league throughout the year. And of course, I think an effort that realistically, you put up that effort in the playoffs in the first round. Look what Winnipeg did to us. We probably do that to another team in the first round. Now, that's getting ahead of ourselves a little bit. You know where I'm going. But at the same rate, you got to build off of performances like this. And at the same thing, too, we're really struggling right now, right? Who do you add to this lineup to make it any more dynamic? Again, I'll make the call out for Cooper Marody. But at this point, guys, there is a lack of options for the Oilers. And realistically, we lose another guy. We see anything roster changes happen today over tomorrow over Tuesday is a name I'm going to throw out there right now that you haven't thought about for a call-up is Raphael Lavoie has just been going out there dominating the AHL this season from all accounts. He's been dangerous throughout the entire season. And a guy, right, we picked in the second round back in 2020, so you could imagine he could be of service in this draft. Was it 2019 or 2020? I'm not 100% sure. But a guy, yeah, either way, is looking like he could be a gem for us. And at this point, what do you got to lose, right? We're looking hurting in the lineup for guys to just come in and create a spark in terms of goal scoring, right? Derek Ryan doing it right now, but man, you imagine what a Pirolini goal would have done. Louis and Jack were talking about that, right? Benson, I mean, you know what? If Kazian was half as effective out there physically as Benson was tonight, the Oilers win a lot more hockey games, just kind of things. But if you're looking for a goal scoring punch, I don't know, you bring up Marody, you let him ride shotgun with Benson and McLeod, and you watch them redo their magic. You bring up Lavoie, you let him just spar in there as an extra forward, kind of alongside McDavid when need be, because, right, you see what Puljujärvi does. Lavoie brings pretty much the same game from what I've seen of him so far. So there's a lot of options for the Oilers to go forward here into Tuesday, but again, don't hang your head low at all. Hold it high. That was a heck of a hockey game today. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Tyson. This is Stolany TV. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. You got almost half of it left. I am up on out of here.